Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Interea. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, it's free on itch.io. And if you want to support these people, go to their Patreon and give them monies. Anyways, on the last Let's Play, we talked with Alex and Cass about what the heck they were doing, and it was about them making a communications device, which is highly illegal, especially in Alex's situation. Okay, a spy communication, which is definitely bad for Alex that we saw. It's because he's definitely not supposed to do that, which, protocol dictates execution. But we also learned that they are supposed to come on the moon trip. We'll have to see about that. And yeah, Amicus was like, I'm gonna have to kill him. And he was partially serious, partially joking, but then Virginia was like, no, we should kill him and make it look like an accident. At which point the main character was like, I'm gonna voice my opinion otherwise, and he couldn't do it. He had to really struggle to do it, which seems like what do they call it? The parents tried to prevent him from voicing his opinion, and then he broke from it, which sounds bad. I don't know. I mean, there's bad times to come, in Kamina, as long as it keeps like canonical. But we're just gonna have to see what the ramifications for that are. And let me reset myself. So things stay awkward for the rest of the ride to the university. Oh, and went to the university. When we finally step inside, Cassius and Alex are already there, sitting in the main hall. Well, Cassius is laying down on a bench, while Alex is standing next to a large creature, one that I've never seen before. He's big, but so are most of the aliens I've seen. I know he's most likely our guide, the bear that Amicus mentioned earlier. If anything, his fashion gives him away as not being from Adastra. I don't know much about them, or their culture. There is little mention of them in Adastra history, probably because they never warred with the wolves. So does that... Now, I know the wolves warred with the Chamians, what? At least once, and then there was they said the second war, maybe a third war, I don't know. Does that mean there isn't much history of them and the other races? I mean, we don't know about, wolves' interaction with the other races besides the cats. And the tiger, which I'm not sure would be associated with the cats. Maybe not, because jackals and wolves are canids, so they're close, but not that close. It makes me wonder if they have a lot in common. Alex is talking to him, and I can already tell that the conversation is awkward before I even hear what is being said. Think of it this way. I'm standing on a bed of nails, surrounded by flames. I'm already in a painful position, being told I have no choice to leave it into a worse position. Is that really choice, or simply the manipulator using a poor situation as cover to claim they give you a choice? Hey, new guy. ... I always like characters, especially ladies with hair over one eye. Like Luna, that's kind of one of them. Another character, what was her name? Oh, I feel kind of bad since I got a commission with her. Vega, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know what's the thing about hair being over one eye, but that's my jam. Ha ha ha. I'm not a very good laugher. But that isn't the actual choice now, is it? The bearer seems to notice our presence as we draw closer. Ah, Your Imperial Majesty, it is an honor to meet you. The bearer bows low to the ground. Greetings. I presume you will be our guide. I was told your name earlier, but I seem to have forgotten it in the day's chaos. Not a problem. I am Bjarni. Bjarni? So are these guys like Nords or something? I mean, the tassels in the hair, the color of the pants, the chest out. I mean, though a lot of guys have chests out. I'll indeed be your tour guide. Speaking of chaos, during the exchange, Alex had been casually sliding away toward Cassius, who is still laying on the bench. Your little chaos lover seems to be up to his old ways. If you ever abandoned them in the first place, that is. Trying to turn me against the parents just before the trip. Ha! Alexis freezes as he realizes that he's being addressed. Shocking. Excuse me, but I was simply presenting to you a thought experiment to better illustrate an idea. Hell of a topic for a first conversation, I think. Alexos wisely chooses not to respond, instead walking away back towards Cassius. It's like I just dislike that character more and more you interact with him, you know? It's quiet for a moment, then Bjarni's demeanor suddenly becomes dark. Also, now when I think of it, he kind of looks like maybe Obelix or something. I know you're already aware of this, but keep an eye on that cat. He's pure deception. Oh, I plan to. Anyway, is this Stark? Pleasure to meet you as well. Bjarni extends a paw in a way that is so familiar, I instinctively raise my hand. He then takes it slowly and deliberately shakes it. Now, I remember in some game, I think the main character would shake hands, or attempt to, but others wouldn't know what to do. I know there was a little bit of that in Mass Effect with the Geth, but I think that might be in this game too. In the previous, in the Adastra one. If it weren't for him being too overtly careful with his movements, I wouldn't have realized that this is a handshake, and how strange it is that Bjarni seems to know about it. Oh, maybe we learned handshakes from these people. Amicus frowns at our exchange, unsure of what to make of it. Seems to need to work on that, judging by your reaction. Eh? It was a handshake? Definitely need to work on it. But yes, the dominant form of physical greeting in Europe, and the majority of Earth, from what I understand. I thought you might know that, Amicus. Oh, so he's studied Earth? Oh, well, I do know quite a bit about Earth, Europe, and Italy, though I must admit, I've never been greeted in that way. Amos gives me a look, like it's something I should have told him. It's pretty formal, not really something that friends do. How did you know about it, though, Bjarni? It was shown to me during the briefing for this mission. Considering that we are preparing to integrate humanity into our daily interactions, we thought it best to start the process with you. Actually, the program was set up by you, Your Majesty. Oh, right. Perhaps I should undergo the programs before implementing them. Well, you are very busy running the moon and all. Besides, having the first human on Dastra as your companion is quite a bit more useful than knowing the intricacies of handshaking. It's a nice advantage, yes. Amicus pulls me against the side in a quick side hug, the human-style physical contact he's more familiar with. Amicus then shifts to gesture behind himself. Anyway, this is my sister and advisor Virginia, and Neferu. Well, let me just see if I can get this done once for all. Google Translate, maybe? Can we be like question mark? No. Detect language. Neferu. Japanese?
ネフェル
Neferu. Huh. And reset myself. The unofficial ambassador of Kamina and the pharaoh's second son. So he unofficial? I mean, who's the... Okay, I guess. He may be like a second ambassador in a way. Pleasure. Greetings. There's a bit more small talk, and it's clear that Bjarni actually finds Nefero more exotic than me, with a long tangent about the state of affairs on Camilla. Finally, though, Bjarni clears his throat. Alright, let's begin the briefing. Just an overview of the itinerary along with general specifics of each location, mainly for those of us who are not native to the moon. The bear fishes around his person, reaching into an unseen pocket, and pulls out a tablet. Rather than the more common rod-style tablet, it's a type designed to act as a projector for more public demonstrations. Oh, look at that. After discussions with the Triumvirate and the analysis of the current political situation, we've decided on visiting 3 locations. It is something where I have to be like, right, Triumvirate, not the Winds of Change one, but the ones where I think there's more than 3 on this planet. First, we shall visit the city of Lux. Officially, it is known as Adastra's frontier city in the harsh, mountainous regions at the far north. Unofficially, it is known as the City of Defiance. But isn't this like the home planet? How is there a frontier city? They span multiple planets, right? Anyways, due to Cassius's popularity there, and Amicus' general unpopularity, pardon me, Your Majesty. Amicus waves his paw, like it's not a problem for him to go on. We thought it best to make it the main priority. Lux is the greatest producer of natural resources on Adastra. A look at the history of the city shows that times of frequent protests, rioting, strikes, which would often disrupt industries all over Adastra, usually resulted in failed emperors. By visiting Lux first, we should show that they are our number one priority, and with Cassius present, he can play the role in winning more support for Amicus. Bjarni pauses, glancing at Cassius, who seems to be staring out the window. Alex subtly nudges him. Oh, yes, indeed. Do you have a speech prepared, Cassius? I do not need to prepare speeches, Amicus. Cassius points at his head. Unlike you, I know what they want, therefore the speech is already written. The question is if you will truly do what you want me to promise them. I do not lie to people who have already been deceived by emperors of old, and new. There's an awkward silence. We'll speak more of this on the way there. Bjarni clears his throat again. Anyway, Lux has also requested that we take one of their triumvirs with us so that they may play a role in talks with other regions of Adastra. They will depend on his skill at Purgurnu. What? It is not my place, but I advise some caution, as the triumvir who has challenged you was once a Purgurnu champion of the province. Okay, it's probably some other thing, so let me just pull... Actually, let's use... that thing. And bring up Adastra once again. I do like looking up things. P-U... I swear I can see the letters. Oh, there it is. G... G... N... N... U... U... Well, I guess they're going to say it anyways, because he did ask what's Purgurnu. Face rig. What, 30 years ago or so? I see my feelings reflected in Virginia's posture, as she has her face buried in one paw. Bjarni seems to be thinking, and then says quickly, "Actually, if he is easily beatable, consider losing on purpose, as there's no doubt that a loss, and thus a loss of representation on the tour, will result in protests and riots." Moving on. Amicus stutters over his words, but doesn't interrupt. After this briefing, I hope I can convince him to settle his political issue in a non-violent way. Now we're talking about the cooperating, working with Lux. We're talking about the little competition, maybe, or are we talking about Alex? From there, we will visit the city of Lupas, considered the cultural epicenter of Adastra. This is where you might play a role, Dark. I shift in the bench I'm seated on. Oh? I look at Amicus, frowning, but he looks just as confused as me. This is a bit last minute, but it was suggested by their triumvirate, and seeing and hearing a human speak might help him adjust to the idea of future human contact. Oh, great a speech. Oh, yeah, of course. I could use some guidance on the speech, though. Never fear. Most of us do not have the gift of a flowing tongue like Cassius. Therefore, a speechwriter has already prepared your remarks. It makes you feel better, but I'm surprised when it's Neferu that speaks up. Neferu. Forgive me for interrupting, but is that a wise decision? Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that the center of operations for the separatist movement, currently gaining momentum? I mean, it would be dangerous, but I think like if we maybe kind of display stuff there, then it might quiet down the separatists, hopefully, or at least make them lose power. I've seen their demonstrations, and while it's mainly imagery of myself being used to evoke their anger, Dark's likeness is also being used. Really? I thought it was only the anti-Kamian. I assumed their feelings towards the primates is more cautious rather than hateful. It's not the separatists, but rather a cult devoted to Wolven gods and Wolven supremacy. That's not to say there isn't a great deal of crossover. There is. But the separatists appeared too strange for the separatist brand. The cultists seem to be too strange for the separatist brand. So they are kept separate. What? I'm clearly completely out of the loop, and I feel like Amicus should have told me about this. I look at him accusingly, but now his posture mirrors that of Virginia's not too long ago. Actually, and now is not my place to say this, but I would advise Dark not to visit Lupas in its current state. It is the same cult that attempted to plant a bomb in the Forum, but botched it when the one doing the planting blew himself up. It's quiet for a moment. Then he adds, as if an afterthought, and they did burn an effigy of Dark in their most recent demonstration. I look at Amicus again, but he whispers to me, "Let us speak in private after the briefing, alright?" I just nod, not sure what to think of right now. Bjarni clears his throat once again. Well, that's all up to you, and the Emperor, of course. Though, I will remind everyone that security will be airtight during this entire journey, so... Another awkward pause. Moving on. Well, I know from Camilla, as long as it's canonical, that the Separatists still do exist, unfortunately. Last destination will be Ad Rote. Adaster's entertainment and resort city. This will be the moment to relax after the work is done in the previous cities. Though, of course, this is also an opportunity to show the public your more sapient side. To remind them that you are not a soulless robot. It was kind of interesting, like I did watch The Crown and like I guess the people the royals did that and people didn't like us, like, why are we giving all this money to these people who are just, you know, normal people, you know? Hopefully you won't have that problem here, hopefully. Downey puts away his tablet, then looks at us expectantly. So, those are our main goals for the next few weeks. Any questions? When is departure? It is in about 1 hour. It would have been about right now, but the delay is forcing another security check. Apologies for that. No, that's actually good. Amicus, Dark, please discuss what we just heard, so it will be sorted out before we leave. Alright, this way, Dark. I swiftly follow the wolf down a hallway until it seems we're almost out of earshot. Think this is private enough? I guess. Why does it need to be private? Well, Virginia likely doesn't want to hear it, and I know you prefer privacy when the conversation is about you. But it's about my duties, right? You have no duties, Dark. Just opportunities, if you so wish to take them. I mean, I think I should be obliged to do some things. But not if it endangers your life. But that's the nature of what we're doing. And what's with the separatist movement and a cult? You told me this was a vacation. I don't know. Question mark might still be good. The majority of it is, but there will be portions involving the usual politics of it all. What about the cult and the burning of effigies of me? Yes, this is something I'm not aware of. I'll need to look into it and make sure that damn cat wasn't lying to stir up trouble again. If this is the case, though, I would agree you shouldn't make a speech despite having impenetrable security. I'd rather you not enter the city, in fact. If security is airtight, I think I can handle at least giving a short speech. To show that I'm talking sapient, you know? I do not give the speech. No, wait, do not give the speech. Ah. I guess that's the parents. And I guess he might have heard it too. Yeah, I want to give the speech. Amicus remains frozen, and it's clear that he desperately wants to say no. Amicus notices Nefru down the hall, lurking about while looking at the statues, probably trying to catch bits of the conversation. Yeah. The thing is, like, how it does beg the question of how all-knowing are the parents and stuff like that. How foolproof their plans are, you know? Which I guess isn't foolproof, but it's also the thing of, like, I'd prefer to give the speech, but if the parents are like, no, don't do it, then I'm like, probably shouldn't do it. The wolf takes my hand and guides me to the nearest doorway next to us. It's an atrium, the sun currently at an angle that doesn't allow much light in. Amicus takes me to a corner, then takes a deep breath. Alright, I know that I've made promises to trust you, that I won't ever tell you what to do. But I'll still advise you, and it's just, have you ever had any really bad feeling about something, and something just isn't a good idea? Yeah, all the time, Amicus. And how do you feel about this exactly? Amicus is looking at me carefully. Do not give the speech. Am I able to tell him, like, hey, you know, the parents, I'm having this thing that's like, hey, don't, like, are we able to discuss it with each other? Because it kind of seems like when it comes to this sort of stuff, we aren't supposed to discuss it with anyone. Even though Oops, sorry, double-clicked. We seem to be on the same page. I roll my shoulders, like I'm physically feeling something out. Pretty good, I think. What? Alright. Ready to head back? No. I fold my arms, tilt my head in a way, I knew you'd do this sort of way. Amicus huffs in annoyance. I'm teasing Amicus, but I think I know what he's talking about. If this feeling that he's talking about is what I'm hearing, and if it's the same for him. It's very hard to explain, Dark. I know it must seem terrible, the way I promise you complete agency, yet question all your decisions. Look at that face. But this is honestly different. I am truly worried for your safety, and I think it would be irresponsible of me to let you walk into a situation you don't fully understand. I mean, you could have filled me in on some of this. Yes, I admit there are things I should have told you, but I know that you yourself are under a great amount of pressure in different ways. And I suppose I admit that some things I just choose not to tell you because it would only bring you misery. I surely would have told you the goings on Lupus if I'd known about the speech and the direct interactions with its people. I just want you I just want you to feel able to relax at some point. And that was going to happen until that damn bear switched up the schedule. He's just doing his job, and I should be doing mine. Listen. Sorry, am I interrupting? We both look up to see Nefru lounging in the doorway in the most come-hither way I've ever seen. I actually kind of caught myself in the mirror doing something like that. I don't know, just like stretching and being like, well, I'm gonna put one leg behind the other and an arm behind my back. Looking all something. Also, how does that crown stick on his head anyways? Which is definitely saying something. Oh, because he always is come-hithery. What the hell? Don't ask idiotic questions just to make an entrance. And this is a private conversation. Didn't you hear Virginia? Yes, but she asked me to listen in and offer my own advice, to make sure you don't create more conflict down the road. About making the speech, I've already made my decision. Nefera walks up to the sofa and lounges in it casually. Did I mention Lupus' history of assassinations? They are quite good at killing those who are instrumental to de-radicalization and alliances. Boy. The cultural place? Deep. Amicus looks back at me, breathing hard. It's difficult to remember every single thing that he needs to know, and Amicus is sputtering and stumbling through his words like I've never seen before. Hey, it's okay. I want to avoid the stuff that's going to make me worry. I do that with you too, but these are things I need to know now. I am part of this, and I'm going to bring a lot of responsibility with it. He's right, you know. You should have at least mentioned the movement because that directly involves him. It doesn't involve him. They are involving him against his will. Amicus snarls in frustration. Damn them all. Well, it's not really about me though, is it? I'm just an idea to them, and they want to destroy that idea, so giving the speech would be a good idea. It's like Cassius and Lux. I could sway the less radical people if they are just able to see that I'm not, I don't know, a terrible monster? Amicus sighs deeply once again, closing his eyes and keeping them closed. It's almost like he's listening for something. Parental guidance, maybe? Do you think I should give a speech, Nefru? Hmm? Oh, It's kind of interesting how to read and talk words in so many different ways, even though it's the same word. The Jacko seems to think for a bit. I have two answers. As your friend, no. I think there would be too much risk for me to feel comfortable with you being in a public anywhere in Lupus. Amicus nods quietly. From the standpoint of the political ally, though, I think it would be advantageous for us both, and I'll be making public appearances there as well. It actually makes me feel a bit better. Do not make the speech. Can't we just go into the Communicata, Internet Explorer, Galaxia thing and be like, hey, I'm getting these things, I'm feeling we should do this other thing. Just want to make sure I'm not supposed to do the speech? Then I'll do it. This is my duty. Shades of Mira. Amicus is quiet for a bit, then nods. All right. Though I'm going to have words with that bear. I do not trust the way he briefed us. I'm the Emperor, and I should be let known these things before announcing in ways that completely embarrass me. Sorry, I just came to mention that the security check is on track to complete sooner than we thought. Was there something you wanted to say to me? Just that, let me give you some privacy. I'm gonna visit the restrooms. Bjarni walks in as I walk out, leaving Amicus to deal with that particular situation. I kind of want to leave it on this screen because, hey, it's a image, it's a CG. From my memory of I think Adastra, I don't remember there being too many CGs besides the, sexy ones, Because from memory, it was Amicus looking out the window, at the very beginning, Cassius being poisoned. I would bring up the other screen, but oh wait, I can actually just bring up the game and look in the files, I think. Adastra game images. Would it be backgrounds? No, that backgrounds would be backgrounds. Duh. Assets? No, it would be illustrations. Duh. There we go. So let's see. You're not seeing that, right? Okay. Can't see. Okay, sex. Adastra twice. The dancing kissing scene, sex. The ending Finn, sex. Virginia looking into the lingua, or the, thing. The horny bits. Okay, I'm lying on the couch. Oh, that ending thing that made me feel very sad. When he's asking to save me. Oh, did they have... I completely forgot that they had that scene where he's over the main character. Wait, then there's one of Mira? I have no memory of Mira in that game. Oh yeah, and then there's Kato strangling what's his nephew. And then there's Scipio, and then there's sex, and then him being over the main character being happy. Okay. I'm gonna have to look that up. I have no memory of that part. Oh, I have memory of the fights and the aftermath and stuff like that, but I have no memory of him looking over the main character. I'm gonna have to look at that up. Anyways, the end of this let's play. So anyways, please comment, guys. I like comments. How much you like, dislike, tips, exercise. If you like my YouTube and like see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out this happy grow. And please remember to spay your elbows to help control the pet population. Sorry, so tired from, stuff. And until next time, I'll say, GamerWolfSix of Interea. So thanks and see ya.